So lately I've been getting a lot of comments asking me how I get my drum sounds. So today I figured I'd take a little bit of time and show you guys exactly how I do that. So if you're the type of person to click on this video, you probably make music and you probably want to release your music somehow, right? Maybe you want to put it on Spotify or iTunes or YouTube Music or Apple Music. It's super easy to put your stuff on streaming and it's not as expensive as you might think. And that's where today's sponsor comes in. Sponsor of this video is DistroKid. I actually made the switch to DistroKid pretty recently, and having used multiple distribution services like this, I can definitely recommend DistroKid the most, especially if you're doing covers like what I'm doing. It automatically takes care of all the licenses and royalties, and everybody that needs to get paid from your cover will get paid. You just click a box and they take care of it. So to sweeten the deal just a little bit more, I have a VIP code you can use. It's the first link in the description. That will get you 7% off your first year subscription of DistroKid. Click the link, see what it's all about. I highly recommend it for getting your music on streaming services. So let's do some drums. Okay, so we're here in Pro Tools and I have two different virtual instruments pulled up. One is the thing I like to use for pop punk stuff, and the other kit is for the country stuff I like to do. So we'll start with the pop punk stuff. This is what I've been using lately. This is a pretty new program to me. It's a couple months that I've had it now, and it's really been a game changer in terms of my production. I love this kit. It's amazing. It's called Get Good Drums is the company name, and then the kit is Modern and Massive. It's super cheap. So you go on their website, you just download the pack through, I guess, the Native Instruments kind of portal, and then you have it. And here it is. This is what it looks like. They have a couple of kits built in to the like they've made some for you, so you can go through and kind of check out some of these. They're different sounds depending on what you want. The Pop Punker's Dream is the one that I like to use. I did make my own kit, and I kind of made it a little bit drier because you can go in here and say, like, you know, all the effects and processing and the compression and EQ that they would normally use on this, you can add that in, or you can take it away. It's super like modular in terms of what you can do. Each page has its own, you know, kind of thing set up here where you can go in and tweak every small little thing. I think they have a couple good videos walking you through the process, but yeah, so here's the full kit. I'll just let you hear the Pop Punker's Dream. So if we go over here to the pads, so yeah, I mean, obviously it does certain things really well, and it does other things decently. But if you have a part that you want to play, like we can go in here, we'll pull up a click track. And then what I normally do is I go in here and I quantize that. So editing velocity is a big part of making fake drums sound realer. So if I come in here and I kind of tweak this part here, instead of just having them all at full, it kind of gets you closer to a human playing a little bit, but again, a lot of pop punk doesn't even sound like a human is playing it, so it kind of works out. Yeah, so in terms of processing, I usually don't go too crazy other than what they've put on there. Sometimes I'll do a bus compressor or some saturation or some, like, you know, that kind of harmonic stuff. Sometimes I'll throw in this real tape saturation or something. You can kind of hear it. You have to dial it back a little. Yeah, it's kind of harsh. But so yeah, I mean, that's the pop punk kit that I like to use. I highly recommend it. It is dirt cheap. If you go on their website, yeah, go check it out. So the country drums they're also pretty cheap. I like to use the Abbey Road Modern Drummer Pack. It's $100. It also opens in this free contact player. There's 2 full drum kits in that pack. You can see them here. I like to use the white kit, and each kit comes with 3 different snares. I like to use this snare C here. It's super kind of like low tuned dry snare. You go over here to the mixer. There's all kind of different options here. What I like to do, I like to take some of these ambient mics down a little bit, make it a little drier, more separated, and it sounds like this. So yeah, those drums are a lot different sounding than the pop punk drums, and you can kind of dial all this into taste. There's like a whole processing chain on each one of the drums. So yeah, it's pretty nice. And again, you really have to be a drummer to really write realistic drum parts. At the end of the day, you can use, loops and all this kind of other stuff, but like, if you want your song to have drums tailored specifically for your song, you kind of have to at least know a little bit about drumming, and you have to have some rhythmic. I mean, even if you can go in here and say like, you can record parts individually. You can do a pass there and go back and do hi-hats. And then if you wanted to go back in and do like a tom hit. And now you're getting into the territory of 3 different hands doing 3 parts, and you can see how, if you're not careful, it adds up and it becomes somewhat unrealistic. So then you can go in here and edit. You can get rid of these last 2 hi-hat hits, for example. And that's a part that realistically could have been played by a human. So those are the 2 big kits I'm using right now. I have in the past, and I will continue to use a real live drum kit for certain things. Even on the stuff that looks like I'm using a drum kit in recent videos, it's me writing the part on a keyboard and then going back and learning it on the drums just for the video, which is, kind of backwards and weird. If I'm going to play it on drums, I might as well record the real drum kit, right? But here's some reasons why I use these MIDI kits. So when I'm writing and arranging, it's all happening in real time. I have a guitar in my hands. I'm sitting here with the drum pads. The bass is within arm's reach. I have a vocal microphone set up, and I'm not doing a pass of each instrument for the whole song. I'm taking it and I'm just working on the intro and getting that right, and then I'm transitioning to verse 1, switching back and forth between the instruments. And there's just something so simple and easy about banging out this drum part and it sounding this good out of the box, and knowing that this is a very, very close idea of what I'm going to get in my final product. And so I can sit here and play a guitar riff and then write a drum part immediately, instead of having to get up and go to like a kit. And first of all, you have to set up the whole thing, and then you have to mic it, and you have to make sure all that's right, and the phase and the placement and blah, blah, blah. And this is just so much easier. I pride myself on being a drummer. I think I'm a drummer before anything else. I went to school for percussion. I have a degree in music. I'm a drummer, and I love playing drums. But I think there's a lot that can be expressed through these, I guess, fake drums as a drummer, that, you can really get in depth and you can really express some musicality here. So it's not a shortcut. It's not like a cheat. It's not a bad thing. It's just how it is, I guess. You know, the technology has progressed so far that we have these things. And of course, you can tell, most of the people, especially drummers, you can tell that it's not exactly 100% real, especially because I go in and I quantize everything to the grid and make sure everything is super snappy. But still, I mean, there's just certain sounds you cannot get unless you have a real studio with a real big tracking room, really expensive mics and preamps. And this gets you pretty close. So, you know, it gets the idea across, at least. So that's kind of my philosophy on why I use these kits like this. Maybe one day when I actually have time to spend a whole day on setting up the drum kit again with mics and everything, you know, we'll do a little video on that, but it's very, very simple and very bare bones. I use a lot of sample replacement when I track real drums. So it's mostly about capturing the transients and making sure everything's separated so I can go in and edit afterwards. That's really about it. I highly encourage you. These are two relatively cheap options for drums. I highly encourage you to go check them out. And then once you're finished with your song, upload it to DistroKid, and then it's on Spotify and you get paid. It's on Apple Music, you get paid. You get paid with the iTunes stuff. It's super great. So thank you again to DistroKid for sponsoring this video. Again, check out the link. Also, I got some shirts, low-key merch plug on my Bandcamp. I'll have that link below as well. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll catch you next time.